are trying to like defend it and say like, oh, she just sang it an octave too high. Like, I don't think it's an octave too high. I feel like, we should enjoy that it's a song that came out in the 2000s and it reminds you of the club and stuff. But it also reminds me of just how much privilege is given to racially ambiguous women to make music for as long as they have and have careers that maybe would not be given to other folks.
Sometimes it don't make no sense. Does it really have to? There is nothing I can say.
Hi, welcome to Mayowa's World. Hi, y'all. Welcome to Mayowa's World. My name is Mayowa, and I haven't made a video in a while, but I have a good reason. Y'all, I have moved places. For those who have been following me for a while, I have went through so much grief these past couple years. I lost my mom a year ago. I'm sure you guys can imagine how hard it is to move out of a home that you've lost somebody in. Like, the amount of shedding that takes place is so immense. But I finally have a new place with my partner, and I'm just so happy. Y'all, like, I feel like my name means bringer of joy. And I really feel like now I'm bringing the joy, because I just feel like so many things feel like they're just really falling into place. And I am so excited to be back on YouTube. I've taken a break because moving is actually very strenuous, especially moving out of a home when you've lost somebody. But I'm still like making improvements on my place. But the exciting part is decorating. So yeah. Also, in other news, I went to New Orleans for the first time. I went to New Orleans to do a workshop on colorism through Black feminist futures. Okay, let me first say an announcement on New Orleans. New Orleans is amazing. And I have some thoughts. The food in New Orleans is incredible. I really feel like jambalaya just is a variation of jollof rice. And gumbo. I don't even know what gumbo is similar to within Nigerian cuisines. I don't know if it would be similar to I don't know. I don't even know what it's similar to. That was fantastic. But y'all, at my colorism workshop, it got so heated because people were arguing that reverse colorism was real. And it was such a disappointment to experience people really arguing that in 2025, especially at a Black feminist conference, because people can really understand that misogyny is not a two-way street, but people could understand that racism is not a two-way street. But when it comes to colorism, that is the one that people are so adamant on arguing, which is really sad to me because it also makes me feel like it's just not discussed enough. And I didn't feel completely held by the organization that I was brought there to do, because I had a feeling that things were going to go awry before I did my workshop. And I tried to get support from the people, but I didn't get any support. And I had to do this workshop with no mic and no projector, just a cappella. I'm going to make a whole video about that separate, but yes. And speaking of screaming a cappella, today we are going to be talking about Amerie's Tiny Desk performance.
First, and I said acapella, guys. Acapella. Let it go. Trying to keep my eyes closed.
I wanted to come back onto this video talking about something kind of fun and funny. Yeah. So I don't know if y'all have seen Amerie's Tiny Desk performance, but it really is wild. It reminds me of an alarm clock where it's just like, it was so chaotic. And it forces you to wake up. And what I really, really want to wake up from this Tiny Desk performance is how I feel like racially ambiguous women can be very mediocre for a really long time. And the audacity that comes with it is actually just out of this world. Because Amerie, I did like that song, One Thing, but I didn't know that's how she sang it. Do you know what I mean? Whoever produced that really is actually doing witchcraft, because from what it sounded like live to what is produced, that's a different thing. And watching that performance, it was so chaotic. And I don't really understand why the background dancers also sounded really bad. I don't know if it was a unit that they got together. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like why I would think that the background singers would make up for her singing, but it was like, I don't know if her out of tune made the background singers out of tune or if the other way around. But I also saw that she did another performance after at the BET Awards, same song, same a cappella, and it also sounded really bad.
Yeah, only you. Only you.
And I was reading the comments and people were like, y'all didn't know that this is what she always sounded like. And so I saw some older clips of her singing and it also sounded really bad. And it just kind of made me realize that like there is a shade or there is a complexion that you can be to where your talent doesn't really have to talent in the same ways that other people do. And a lot of people are making excuses for her and saying like, oh, you know, this is old age. Like it's because she's older. First off, old age, she's 45. Y'all are talking like y'all are talking like we're making an 80-year-old person perform the song. Like she's 45, right? And y'all are saying like old age, it makes it hard for her to hit the same vocals like she was younger. But it's like, well, Fantasia is in the same age range as her, right? Fantasia is 40 years old and Fantasia can really sing. And I've never seen anyone ask Fantasia to do a tiny desk. And I just think it's interesting who gets asked to do a tiny desk and who feels audacious enough to do it. Because I kind of feel like if I couldn't sing well, I can't sing well, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't want a space where like they can't auto-tune it, they can't fix it up. Like that performance felt like a rehearsal. It felt like the first time that they had ever been in that space together singing it. And I'm not saying the girls have to be out here doing, you know what I mean, backflips and twists and turns, stuff like that. But I do think that there is something to say about how racially ambiguous women can get away with doing a lot less in a way that I don't think Fantasia would get away with it, in a way that I don't think, who's a dark-skinned singer even? And I also feel like Amerie I would say Amerie was one of the earlier singers who was doing that kind of whisper singing, or like, is it considered whisper singing? I kind of consider it whisper singing. And I think like the genre of whisper singing is really interesting because now a lot of R&B is filled with a lot of light-skinned girls who whisper sing. And I'm not saying every whisper singer can't sing, but I am saying a lot of people who can't sing whisper sing. But I just feel like a lot of R&B is sounding like whisper singing, but it's like not really giving the vocals, it's not really giving the visuals, it's not really giving the performances. And to even tie it all together, I remember seeing that clip of Cassie performing live. I remember seeing it years ago.
You've been waiting so long, I'm here to answer your call.
It also, like, with the whole Diddy case coming forth and how like disgusting of a person he is and how she is literally a victim of, like, I believe that she's a victim of a lot of like harm by him. I still it kind of made me realize that I think a lot of like Black male artists or black men work with girls who can't sing to kind of have something, or who don't have a lot of talent, to kind of have something above them, like almost like, you need me to be talented, you need me to be able to perform because you don't really have it. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like they find racially ambiguous girls who can't sing and platform them so that they constantly can have you needing these people all around you to make it work. And so that's kind of what it was giving for Amerie. Listen, and with Amerie, like, I know, you know, I've seen her in interviews. She seems like a really like intellectual person, and like, I feel like, I think I heard she likes books. I like books. That's great. That's great. We're great. That's awesome. But I still feel like there's a privilege of who Tiny Desk asks to perform, who they see as worthy of performing, and who feels confident to perform even when you know your voice is not doing what your voice should be doing. Yeah, like, I just think, I don't know. I really didn't like it. And it has almost 1 million views, you know? And it's just like, I don't like that people are trying to like defend it and say like, oh, she just sang it an octave too high. Like, I don't think it's an octave too high. I just don't think it was, I don't think it did what it needs to do. And I feel like, we should enjoy that it's a song that came out in the 2000s and it reminds you of the club and stuff. But it also reminds me of just how much privilege is given to racially ambiguous women to make music for as long as they have and have careers that maybe would not be given to other folks. I know a lot of people were saying that Amerie took, there was gossip around Amerie taking, or Beyonce taking Amerie's position. And I feel like a lot of people, like, that just kind of makes me laugh a little bit because although Beyonce is a light-skinned woman, she's actually a light-skinned woman who has vocals. So people who are trying to like compete, they would actually have to compete with the talent that Beyonce has. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of dark-skinned artists are forced to have talent to be in the industry. They're forced to actually, like, I don't really know if I could see like a dark-skinned person who is like a mediocre talent who just gets by off of the pretty privilege. Like, I don't feel like I see that to the same degree. I don't even know anybody, to be honest. Like, and even the shade of women in mainstream these days, like, we all are seeing that it's getting lighter. Like, the darkest artist that I feel like I see in mainstream is Doechii. And I know girls come darker than Doechii, right? Like, but it's just like, that is like the cutoff, right? And she's kind of the only one. So I'm just really curious to see, how, if other people's eyes will open to the fact that a lot of these artists that we were like made to feel like are so fantastic just really kind of weren't, and maybe just had men behind them or people behind them who believed in them because of their desirability more than it did for anything else. So yeah, let me know what y'all thought of that performance. I thought it was horrible, but you know what I mean? What do I know? But yes, I am excited to get back to making YouTube videos. I'm excited to talk more. I'm excited to chat. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.